Hello, I'm back. I apologize for any issues. This is the part two of the conversation I was talking about. And, anyways, I was going back to modern politics, as I was mentioning before, as the settlers who are in the West Bank and Gaza. The way I see it is if you look back in the Bible, you'll see that God told the Israelites to keep and take out the Canaanites, which, in my opinion, are the modern day Palestinians. And he said, when all the other tribes were taken out, except the Canaanites, you can see that he said that God said to the Israelites that, why have you not done this? Now that the Canaanites are now inside, they will cause you pain and trouble, and you'll have to live with this for a long time. And I believe that now God is trying to have us, Israelites and Canaanites, to come together and live in a form in both a nice neighborhood. I believe God wants us both to live in peace and harmony, and wants us to appreciate one another than our ancestors did, which is why there's all the struggle blowing back and forth. But initially, that's why. If you look at the Palestinian Mandate, and if you look at the UN Resolution of 1947, you see that it asks for a two-state solution, and that's what I clearly believe is a two-state solution, because basically I believe it's a message from God saying that I want you two people to get along, and I want there to be two separate states, and I want there to be peace among the people so that the Messiah can come. Now, there's other things about Judaism that many people don't understand, and that is, why is it that we don't believe in Jesus? Why is it that we don't believe in salvation? Now, the reason why we don't believe in Jesus is because, according to what we know, we believe that God has only given one set of rules, and since God is the ultimate supreme power, he can't just change the rules from one day to another. He can't just mix up the rules. And I might not know a lot about the Bible myself or the New Testament. I can tell you that from what I know about Jesus is that basically Jesus was also Jewish. And from what I also know, my knowledge of the Bible is that the Gospel has been written until a few hundred years later in Roman times by many Romans and Greeks. And I don't understand how they could possibly know the life of Jesus 100 or 200 years back, because back then, if you remember, they didn't have any telephones or communications like we have now. So it would be extremely hard for people to believe that. Plus, according to what Judaism says, according to what the Torah says, and what many prophets have said, the prophets in Judaism said that one day a Messiah will come, and he will be born of a mother, and it wouldn't be a virginal birth, it would be an actual birth, which is what Judaism believed it would be. Judaism also said that when the Messiah would come, he would make Israel glorious again, and he would also bring back the light and would reunite the nations and bring peace among the nations. Now, Jesus didn't fulfill to bring peace among the nations. Jesus, according to the story Bible, was born from a mother who apparently was a virgin, which automatically doesn't really make any sense. But as a Jew, and as many other Jews, we also have to, and are demanded by the Torah, to respect other people's rights and beliefs. So I can't tell you what to believe or what I cannot believe. I, as a Jew, cannot tell you to believe my reason. Many people who convert to Judaism are not converted because of missionaries. They're converted because they feel that Judaism is the right way to go. We don't believe in pushing people to turn to Judaism. And we also believe that one of the most important things in the world, and one of the most important mitzvahs to do, which is of course good deeds as I mentioned earlier, is to have children. And the Torah says that as Jews we must be fruitful and multiply, and we must have many children. Now, the problem I see in Israeli society today is that there's a big gap growing between the secular and the Orthodox, which I find this very disturbing myself. But what I find more disturbing is that seculars are having less children than the Orthodox. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I like any kind of Jew. Orthodox are very wise, they're very studious of the Torah. Secular people are more leaned back, more relaxed on the Torah. They don't always wear yarmulkes everywhere they go. It's more like that. But see, I honestly think that there should be more children. People should have at least 5 or 6 kids in Israel, no matter if they're secular or if they're Orthodox. It's important, but it just bothers me the way that things are going right now. The way, for example, you have these people wanting to separate religion against state in Israel. And I really don't like that, because Israel was founded as a Jewish state. And Israel is believed to be a Jewish state. And Jewish is a religion. And people are afraid that if you mix religion with democracy, it'll just mess up democracy completely. But I believe that it won't. I believe we need religion in the state of Israel, and we need secularism in the state of Israel. We need to balance it out. We can't just have all secular and no religion, or all religion and no secular. We just can't have that. But see, that's the problem, that people just don't agree. And we as Jews, the Jewish people listening to this, have to understand that we have to, no matter where we stand on our religious beliefs, whether if we observe the whole Torah, if we're conservative, we observe partially all the Torah and partially not of the Torah, or if we're reformed, where we really don't do much and really don't care much, and all we do is, just hang out and stuff, and not really care much except do the holy holidays. We all have to understand to love one another as a Jew, and also try to fulfill ourselves with more Torah study and more spiritualism. This is the message of Judaism. This is basically the brief about being a Jew. I couldn't go into all detail because it is such an extensive religion, and I am not as knowledgeable to explain this all to you. I wish you good night, Shabbat Shalom, happy Sabbath, and happy Pesach for anyone watching this on Pesach, or happy Yom Kippur for anyone watching this on Yom Kippur. I wish you all a good night, good day, and good afternoon. Thank you for listening.